Saturday morning. Cubs, Dodgers, National League Championship Series, Game 1, 7 p.m. Central Time. Obviously, I'm going for the Cubs. And yes, I'm a real fan, not a newbie. I've been a fan since the 80s. I got this in 2006, 7. And this is the old school, not the newer Walking Bear or the Fuzzy Bear. This is the one they had through the 80s and the early 90s. And like I say, I'm committed, or should be. So, with that. Alright, Razorocktober Shave 3. All products minus the balm, Thayers, and my moisturizing regimen are Razorock products, or in case of the handle on the razor, purchased through ItalianBarber.com, because it's not the handle that would come normally with one. But we're going back to the Old Time head with the Treet blade on a Bulldog handle that I got through ItalianBarber.com. 24mm Plissoft Italian pole barber handle, Razorock brush. Back in So Can You Go, gents. Razorock Emperor, which is a Creed Aventus set. New one out. Emperor AS. Thayers then Stray Whisker After Balm. Magic. One made by witches, one made by con cats and zebras. Alright. And then, of course, my Tiege Hanley morning pairing. Eyes and moisturizer with sunscreen. Okay, enough of the mumbling. So, yeah, second year the Cubs are in the ALCS. We hope the results are different compared to last year, and they got swept out by the Mets and that crazy pitching staff. Now the good news is, while the Dodgers are good, their pitching staff is not as good as the Mets were last year going into the playoffs. Plus, they don't have a guy like a Daniel Murphy playing crazy out of his mind. So Cubs, on the other hand, pitching's been solid, bullpen's been solid, generally minus the one real hiccup in Game 3 against the Giants. And now we need a hot bat. Baez has been kind of hot, but not great. There wasn't really a lot of hot bats. It was more timely hitting. So, should be a good series. I'm hoping, of course, I mean, the Cubs win. I'd like to see 4, just sweep and done, but we're not going to insult the Dodgers. They fought a very hard season with injuries, and they didn't have Kershaw for a chunk of it, and Kershaw is just filthy. I mean, like Khan and a few of the other folks, and Shave the Man like to say filth, straight filth, or whatever, something to that effect. Kershaw is filth in a good way. I mean, he's a brilliant pitcher. We would have had the ERA title this year if he didn't miss a number of starts due to some back problems. So you got to respect that dude. So I'm just drifting off the puck here. I didn't bloom the puck. I've decided I'm not going to bloom my Razorock pucks because it makes the soap soft and gives me a false sense of, did I lather up properly, I think. So if I'm in my efforts to improve my lathering, that's where I'm decide to take my stand and use more moisture off the brush. Now, of course, the advantage with the Razorock is it does lather pretty easily. And a Plissoft knot does also, it doesn't hold a lot of water, but I've let it soak and not wring it out so much that it's improved. So probably in my next couple videos I won't be doing Razorocktober's because I need to revisit some soaps like Seville and Katie's Bubbles' new luxury formula that I have, the Rosé du Matin, and work on my water content. So we're gonna do lathering experimentation and shaves in the upcoming week. But today I want to do a Razorock shave. Monday I should have a package from PAA, so I mentioned that in the last video. This is the second shave on that Treet blade. Let's see how it I was gonna say, let's see how it treats me. Different spellings, but I didn't intentionally go for the pun. I just ended up, my brain went, oh, go stupid. Okay, so I've got two things to talk about today. They're really 1 and 1A. And the fact that I'm using a Treet blade and I'm going to treat myself to, so that leads perfectly into the topic. First thing, American English. We have this problem of latching on to phrases. The phrase that's been bugging me or disturbing my my brain for a while and rattling around in there is laser focused. All of a sudden, this last 2 years, maybe this past year, all of a sudden everyone's laser focused on their task, or whatever the case is. They do it with a laser focus. I've heard everyone say it. Common people, celebrities, athletes. It's like, where the fuck did laser focus come from? Oh, the 2012 Olympics, especially with the girls that won the gold in China. All of them. Oh, it was surreal. It was all so surreal. Everything was surreal. Surreal became a big word that everyone jumped on. They interviewed all 4 or 5 of them. So, Allie, what did you think? And Michaela, what did you think? And Gabby, what did you think? Oh, this is surreal. It was so surreal. And yeah, I know they're little girls, but oh my God. It's like, get a thesaurus. Okay, so laser focused is officially banned. Now, by doing that, and I'm knowing the nature of the modern internet, I've just created a bunch of trolls for myself. Even the good folks, they're going to say next video, hey Ken, I'm laser focused on my shave today. So I already expect, so I'm already calling you out for thinking you're smart. And you know who you are. Yeah, I'm being partly a dick. I'm sorry. I'm just being silly, but I really do dislike that as a groupthink mentality that people have jumped on and said, oh, this is the new phrase. This is it. You know, we've already let our language devolve by coming up with using more slang, things like that. Ain't, I think, was the first thing that just started sending us slowly down the path. And our descent increased in verbal gravity with perhaps the advent of social media, the increase in speed of how we communicate, you know, via the internet in general. And it's just disturbing to me that we take this easy road and default to the simple. Why don't we, you know, raise ourselves up? I mean, we don't have to all be Oscar Wilde or Shakespeare. But let's not all of a sudden jump on board the next hot phrase. It's like, let's not jump on board the dance craze. I mean, thank God dabbing is going away. Dabbing is the stupidest thing. And I don't know if I did this in another video, but I'm on a tangent for a second. Unoriginality. And sadly, this applies more to the brothers out there. especially in football, some in basketball. But y'all jump on trends faster. I'm talking about athletes. Sorry, Jesus. Not Kaepernick. That's got nothing to do with this. Cam Newton. He dabbed the whole last year. He's not going to do it this year. Thank God. Other players do it. Jeremy Hill 2 years ago was doing the whip when he scored as running back for the Bengals. He doesn't do that anymore. Now he's acting like a professional and acting like he's been in the end zone. Because he looks stupid. He looked freaking stupid. It's like, it's okay in the clubs, but if you're going to copy a dance club craze or dance and put it out there as like, oh, that's your celebration, you're unoriginal. Go back and watch Icky Woods. And, you know, in 80, what was it, the 87, 88 Bengals or the, yeah, whatever, 80, yeah, the 88 Bengals. It was the 89 Bengals, whatever, one of those seasons when they went to the Super Bowl and they lost to Joe Montana and the Niners. Watch him. He had an original dance. Butch Johnson, Billy White Shoes Johnson, they had original dances. Go back, watch them, create your own, be your own person. Don't be fucking sheep. I'm having fun, but it bugs me intellectually. I'm not trying to take the piss out of it too much, but... Okay, so... Originality, that's where the tangent and the part one of this discussion came from. Part two. It's pronounced Chypre. It's on YouTube. You can look up how to pronounce Chypre. You know, you got, I see Legrand, Chypre, 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 come on. I butchered Rosé du Matin and I looked up how to pronounce it in French because that's what it is. I know the Cullens like to mess with our heads and put shit in French, but you know what? It's pronounced a certain way because it's a certain language. Go and make an effort. It's called the internet. It takes seconds. And I know he won't watch this, but I take a quick jab at Chris Bailey, who I respect highly. So this is the only way I bring this up because he shaved with I think it was Le Grand Chypre, and then he just did the lather. Was it Le Petit Chypre? Both Bertha and man. And he tried it, and you know, I looked it up because I was curious how to pronounce it. I've seen other folks shave with it, and they're like, I don't know how to say this. I'm just gonna. Okay, disclaimer before you spin out. Yes, I know it's not a big deal. I'm just having fun. I'm talking. I'm having an animated discussion in the morning. So you're saying, Ken, why is it important then? Why are you getting so worked up? I'm not. I'm having fun. Like, I need to get at the source and stop using the word excited so much. I know my own flaws. But seriously. There's a YouTube video. It's quick. It's 15, 16 seconds. It comes up and shows you the spelling with the syllables and the syntax. And female voice comes on and goes, Chypre, French. Chypre. And if a fat-necked idiot like me will take the time, a few seconds out of his life on YouTube, take the damn time to find out how to pronounce something as opposed to sit there. Hey, you know what? While I'm lathering here, let me tell you why it bothers me in a sense. Now I have a legit reason. I mean, in this case with shave soaps, okay, not important on the scale of things. But when I moved to Georgia in particular, now if you may or may not recall, I live in San Antonio, Texas. I moved here when I was 5 and I was raised here. And then in 1999, late 1999, I moved to Georgia and lived there for 10 years. That's part of what I call my past life. That's called now the ex-wife. But she's a Latina. She's Mexican-American and Irish combination. Now, she didn't really speak Spanish, but the thing is, when you grow up here, you're surrounded in San Antonio a lot of Latin culture, Mexican culture, Spanish culture, so on, because of the influences. We had Six Flags over Texas because we were under the French for a little bit. But we weren't really impacted by the French here in San Antonio. It's mostly Spanish and Mexican culture as a base. So you have you have a lot of Latinos here. You grow up around it. You just want to, and I'm a history major too, my BA is history. You just want to pronounce things properly. And so you grow up here and you try and you get it right, or you ask and you move on, because you don't want to really insult anybody necessarily either. I mean, I don't speak Spanish, but I want to not anglicize it for lazy convenience. But, so I go to Georgia, and for the most part, Georgia is like an old newspaper. Kids, if you don't remember what a newspaper is, go look it up on the internet. It's very black and white. It's just the way the Southeast kind of is in general, because unless they're, and this is an observation, not a commentary, and this next comment. Most of your Latinos, unless they happen to transplant there with jobs like a lot of them did from San Antonio when they closed Kelly Air Force Base, and some of them went to Warner Robins, Georgia. Or they happen to be there for other reasons, military took them there, or job offer. If they're there, and if they're short and they're dark brown, 9 times out of 10, they are partly legal migrant workers, because there's a lot of peach orchards, and cotton's more mechanically picked, but there's peaches and other crops, and then also they have restaurants. They have Mexican restaurants, and so they are the staff. And when you frequent a place, you get to know the staff well enough, and you're not friends with them. I mean, in terms of, it doesn't. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but you're on friendly rapport with the wait staff, and they'll recognize you and do a better job, as most places do when you're a regular, regardless of the type of restaurant and the staff. As long as you treat them properly as a customer. If you're a dick and you're there all the time, they just take your money and run. so anyway, all these friggin' Georgia rednecks, and I'm part East Texas redneck by genetics, so I use redneck. Okay, here's the deal. You know how people say you can hate your own, you're allowed to? Well, I'm part redneck. I'm sorry. I don't wear it like a badge of honor, but it's in my DNA, and I admit to it. So anyway, they just sit there and they'll butcher 3 weeks of Sunday. They won't even ask a proper pronunciation. In fact, they don't give a shit, And to me, the biggest insult was, we're at this restaurant and they'd have mariachis on Wednesdays or something. And as a white guy, sometimes mariachi is annoying, and when it's a beautiful song, it's a beautiful song. My ex's favorite was called Guadalajara. My favorite is Malagueña Salarosa. And if you're not familiar with it, but you've seen a Robert Rodriguez movie, especially Desperado, it's in there. In fact, when Antonio Banderas is walking, playing the newly made guitar, that's a guitar riff. But Robert Rodriguez, the director, is a wonderful guitarist, and he has a band called Chingon. And they made an EP, and Selma Hayek is singing on one, some ballad, and it's beautiful. She can sing. Gorgeous and can sing. God damn, woman. You know, and produces great, you know, a lot of stuff. She's just all around. I mean, it's like amazing. Next Kardashians look like a pile of shit. So anyway, so I asked for Malagueña Salarosa. You've never seen eyes get so big at a white boy. Hey, what, gringos asking for what? And I mean, that's what you could read on their faces, at least my interpretation. And they were thankful, because what they're getting asked to play is like a bastardized version of an already bastard song, Achy Breaky Heart, to all these fucking rednecks. I'm like, yeah, they're taking the white people's money, but I don't have white guilt. I'm just saying, Achy Breaky Heart mariachi is insulting to them just because of the art form. Not a cultural insult. Well, partly, I guess, art is culture in a lot of ways. But, oh my God, it's like, come on. And we told them, oh yeah, you know, we're from San Antonio, so you know, we're around mariachis a lot, and so there's a history why my ex liked her song, and I just like mine because it sounds badass. All right, so we're doing a little cleanup. I dare say BBS with a Treet is not an option. Maybe a more aggressive razor. At least this pairing. Of course, you can tell the closer you get, the less audio feedback you get, right? Hair reduction. Less hair, less drag. Okay, so we're coming on 23 minutes, so. So I just felt like talking today, so thank you for bearing with me if you make it through this video. Or if you make it here and say thank you for bearing with me, you know the rest of the routine. You can sign off, you know. Hopefully you like it and understand my point. I just don't think a lot of people are afraid to express their opinions. Now, I can see, you know, being a little afraid to express certain opinions. I mean, look what happens, although some of them are kind of stupid. Certain sports commentators or whatever try to make let's say a physiological, anthropological based observation, and they should have just shut up. Okay. Famous, of course, Jimmy the Greek. Golf commentator said something about women, it's harder for women to play golf because their boobs get in the way. Well, I explained John Daly. He's got man boobs, and I kind of do too, sadly. That's a big guy. I mean, I want to reduce them, sure, but... Alright, so we're going to pause. I'm going to do all the rinsing and we'll be back. Face rinsed, alum wet. Minimal feedback. Even going up on the mustache. Because I basically almost did 4 passes in effect on the mustache. Very nice. Okay, so this is definitely a DFS shave. That's not a... I don't think I'll ever, like I said in yesterday's video, I won't achieve BBS with that blade in that razor. I probably could in a more aggressive razor, but I wanted to shave, and it's a mild combo. It does the job. Okay, so with that, let's start. Thayers. So I got my hair lined up yesterday. Right now it's just drying with air, and I'm going to style it. But as you can tell, it looks even a little better right now, just kind of crazy, because I did a manual bulk reduction taper with clippers on the sides, but I need to go in and get it blended and a little off the top. And so the girl at my barber shop did an excellent job. Yes, it's a barber shop. Alright, before we do that, let's get the balm. I like this balm because it's light, it's fast absorbing, you still don't need a lot. I think it's more faster absorbing. I can't even speak. Here I am ranting about talking. It's faster absorbing than some of the other really good ones, like Soap Commanders, which I love. I have 3 of them. Sterlings, which I have 2 or 3 still. So they're all great products, but something about Stray Whisker After Balm adds. It's just the formulation is really nice, and I appreciate it. When we put on the moisturizer, then we're going to go for the scent. My fat ass has got to get back to the gym. I keep saying it. And I think now that I've had my plate party, my schedule is pretty open. I just need to commit, kind of hardcore to it. Okay, so let's bring this all home because we're coming up on 28 minutes. Let's not be sheep and grab onto the hot phrase. Let's not get laser focused on saying laser focused or whatever phrase there is. If you can't pronounce something, go to the internet. It's right there. Shipra. Shipra. It's right there. Fat-necked idiot here went out and did it. You can too. And I am not the sharpest knife in the drawer. I have a BA and an MBA, BA in history and a Master's Business Administration. Those are degrees. It doesn't mean I'm Stephen Hawking, I'm a fairly functionally intelligent person, but it's called making efforts. Okay? Please, if you don't know how to pronounce it, go look. Seconds out of your life can be used to educate yourself on small things in small batches. Alright. Have a great day. Hope you enjoyed my rant. Not mad, bro. Just having fun with things that stimulate my brain. So, if you take offense to this in any way, you are way off course and you need to check yourself and think about why you're mad. Because it's probably you that needs to take my advice. Okay, so have a great day, and Sunday shave, probably. I may be going out to watch a Cowboys game, which I believe is another 3:25 Central game. They're playing Green Bay, so Captain Glappa, good luck to you. Alright, have a great day, folks. Bye.